Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mr. Eastland Plays. I am your defendant, Mr. Eastland, and well, I guess technically I'm your defense attorney, Mr. Eastland, and we are back. Well, not in Fontaine currently right now, but now we are. We are back in Fontaine for some Genshin Impact. We have yet to complete the first act. We are right at the trial, as you can see. Well, you can't see it because it's below my or behind my face. Participate in the trial is the next objective. It is 800 meters away. So we're gonna do that in just a second. I wanted to get some get my resin on cooldown. In fact, it was already on cooldown. Whatever. Now it's definitely on cooldown. As we go through the next few hours. So I don't know if there's anything else I want to do right now that I need to like time-wise need to do. I think I'm good. Oh, let's do a poll to start things off right. I've got one poll from BP. Oh man, I don't know what to use it on. Let's see. What were my last things that I got? What's more likely to get me a 4-star? I want to pull for both of these. I want to pull for both of these, and I want to get a 5-star for both, but I don't want to use that many resources. We'll see. We'll see. Hold on. Okay, bots loaded. Good. Okay. I think I'll start on the weapon banner. No. You know what? We'll do one for each. No. Just a couple 3-stars. Okay. If other people come in here, we'll do some polls for them. Again, getting Yalan C1 would be awesome. Getting Aqua Simulacra or the Great Magic, the first Great Magic Bow. Can I check to see? I have Aqua Simulacra on there. I can set your accumulated fate points. Yeah, that's fine. Damage dealt by charge, attacks increased by 60%. Good one, gimmick stack. Okay, attack increase or movement speed increases. Like this would be a great replacement for Amos bow on Ganyu. But I don't need it. In fact, I might be able to use Great Magic Bow or first Great Magic Bow for Yelan potentially if I use more charge attacks, but probably won't. Anyway. Let's go. I'm excited how they're going to do this. I wonder if this will work a lot like Ace Attorney. If it's going to be like a dialogue tree sort of thing. Or what. Or if it's just going to be like a cutscene and you just click through dialogue. Here we go. The trial is set to begin. Oh, Navia's here! What's up, Navia?
The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Things don't.
Okay, I've got all my evidence. These clothes, broken flower vase, dropped. Oh, and I've got all these, whatchamacallits? Well, articles and also testimony.
Just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Yeah, we've got to have faith.
Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and
Gotta
Lynette, at
trust
least
in the heart of
we'll
the cards.
be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
I think she's almost more clueless.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
She's not omnipotent, nor is she omnipresent.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
We couldn't quite
be
tie things
honest,
together the way we wanted.
You might be
Yeah.
disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be
Fiorena's
terribly
VA is so
disappointed should
good.
you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just
Since
wait.
both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Oh, look, now there is people. I was gonna say, like, are we just gonna do this to an empty audience? Ah, we're on the, or I guess this would be the side in Ace Attorney. We're on the, right side.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
There has been literally an Ace Attorney
Thank you, Mr. Linney.
chapter.
In that
I
case,
guess
I
what
take
it's
your
called.
statement to be that...
Oh, okay. Wow, we don't get to see the reenactment? Alright, fine. There was literally a chapter where it was like, oh, a magic trick happens, but it leads into a murder. Oh no, the magician's at fault. And then it like go through the trick of the magic trick and ends up being someone else.
You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
The point! Love that. Wait. I'll take a snapshot.
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
You're just assuming guilt and then working from that. That's not the way
That is
this
simply
works.
your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Exactly. Linny gets it.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
Should he
No,
have?
nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Very
Huh?
true. We got to figure out what that was. He doesn't know.
Hang on. Something's not right here.
So the thud must have been from behind us? Yeah, how could Linny have
Yeah,
not known?
I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh, the scales are tipping.
Those scales. Could those mean...
Probably represents the word stance on the trial. It's
Well
the
then,
jury.
ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
More like they are based on the liquid of which you are based.
Tell me,
I could have
aren't
worded that
you
better.
and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Wow, okay, we're going into backstory? What? They're Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatou's doing.
Wow.
Now it all makes sense.
They're really pulling the Fatui card, huh? I mean, Fatui is the cause of literally all the trouble in this world, so...
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Oh,
That's
what is
irrelevant.
that?
Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Yeah, it was kind of like a low blow.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute.
They did. It was the
Your
magic
first
trick.
priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Okay, can we talk now?
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't
Oh,
they
a little
look
alter ego.
flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
Yeah, she's just like, man, this is boring. It was just...
Good thing I made all
destroyed him.
those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Order!
Very
Order!
interesting, very interesting.
Mr.
I'm really
Linny,
curious as
allow
to
me to
how
reestablish
them
the
being
facts.
Fatui kind of plays.
Lady
into it.
Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Why isn't this in his voice? Given how Linny has concealed his identity, it could have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please
Oh, he's
answer
doubting,
my
no!
question, Mr. Linny.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Oh, shoot.
I knew it.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
No. We gotta have a turnabout.
Granted.
My client has... Oh, my defense cannot proceed? What?
In that case, what is your request?
Brief adjournment? Oh, shoot. Wow, that was like part 1 of the case is done.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
No.
The
We gotta play things fair.
their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say!
Yeah, Nouvelette, you put him
Your request
to
is
rights.
reasonable, and we shall
There
adjourn.
we go. Thank you.
This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linny's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Dang, she is really proud of herself. I guess knowing my the Traveler's pedigree, being able to defeat him in a game of wits is something to hang your hat on.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Look at the Traveler, arms
Yeah.
crossed.
Sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two.
Now, can you tell us how the trick really
we based
worked?
our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vatui several times before.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be
They've
surprised
always been
if
bad
just
guys.
hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Okay. I mean, so far, all the Harbingers we've come across have, at best, been compliant in the misgivings of the Fatui.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right.
Yeah, what
I'm
Fatui
sure we're on
prerogative
the
is
same
that, huh?
page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face.
Okay. But what's the
I
Fatui
knew
stance
if it
on
weren't
it?
for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
How can we know that this is all not just another yeah?
Right.
Now our foundation is
So,
built
you
off
be the
of
judge. Heck,
deception?
if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician.
A Fatus?
A trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
I mean, I do trust them, obviously.
Well, you both say that, but...
Yeah, explain the other issue first. That's what I'm really worried about.
Answer first, and no lies next.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately?
To the Oratrice?
During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Okay,
Is that why
here
you
we
needed
go.
a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So,
Right.
after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to
Right,
investigate the room in which the core
And that's
is
why
stored.
that vent was there, but it doesn't lead to the outside. So that's why it was
That
important.
air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, they constructed that entire tunnel for this trip, or for this trick. That's pretty crazy.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice, which should have been
Oh.
impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only
But
one
it
in the room.
spooked him.
That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution
Oh,
and
yikes.
retreated the way I came. On the
Wasn't
way
Cowell?
back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Well, I want to understand how the Oratrice operates.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
Right,
We
right,
must
right.
know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So,
I mean, I get
there
it.
you
I
have
get
it.
it.
The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time.
Honestly, the whole nation should know how the Oratrice operates.
It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't
wonder if
trust
he'll
the
give me an
Fatui,
option to, like,
there's
leave.
nothing I can do to stop you.
Game over.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I believe judgment should be dispensed as it should. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The truth comes from the conflict between the defense and the prosecution. If you don't do that conflict, you'll never arrive at the truth, even if the truth is against the defendant.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
We just gotta turn about
If
it.
we want
Easy.
to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight
We have the
defense.
key evidence we need.
Huh?
I don't know what the key evidence is, so
Gets
we
what
can.
you mean?
You're saying to the turn on which the crime taking place. Then, okay. I heard a mysterious voice. Well, that is going to be key because that brings a third person into the equation. We just need to figure out how they got in there in the first place. Maybe they're already in the basement.
Take it easy.
I don't know if it's nail biting yet.
Both parties
be
have
honest.
returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left
Can
off,
I talk now?
Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Okay, she gets to talk
That
more.
took
Great,
long
great.
enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, based on the opponent's kind of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Sentences, clues, to refute any errors, assumptions. Yes, yes, yes. Use your refutations to convince the audience to obtain more support. Once you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Okay, here we go.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and
punched him?
Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that
Dang,
box.
what a punch.
Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description?
The key to refuting
I object.
Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linny experienced, and what he saw.
Reordering them? Okay. That sound was not from their fight, definitely. Using the face of the tunnel. Really in the... Was Linny really in the tunnel at that time? He was not. At least I don't have a freaking health bar like Ace Attorney. Voice. Comes up for voice. No. No, it's gotta be this one, right?
Seems this one...
What? What's... The close bond, the reason was made to him, must have been very confused when he truly must have been very confused when he saw them. Claims to have heard a voice within the chamber that... Okay. Yeah, no one left during the opera house, so it's not like he would have... It's not like anyone would have seen her anyway. Oh my god. My logic is sound, come on. What?
Seems... Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual
Okay, that didn't
truth.
rebut the previous statement, but that is what happened. So, enter the tunnel as the countdown began. Linny claimed he heard nothing in order to cover up the truth. No, in fact, he did not.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Which means that Cowell walked down on Lisa, knocked down his face, leading to the victim's death. So that it wasn't the thud, okay. Existing evidence returned to the tunnel. The existing evidence indicates that when Linny returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all that Lily saw was the clothes.
Lenny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective
Okay,
Paimon
Paimon.
has something
Ace
to
Detective?
say. When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard
This is not gonna help that much.
an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time.
Okay, Paimon, you don't have to yell.
Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Jeez. I don't know how much of the English Paimon I can take at this volume. I don't know if that was very successful. I mean, I wouldn't buy that if I was in the audience. It's like, yeah, what evidence is there?
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that!
You were very articulate, Paimon.
In other
Very
words,
good.
you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
Yeah, I do. I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed. All right, now we get to...
My reasoning?
Yeah, now we get to actually refute her stuff instead of just stating our stuff over it. The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Lily by chance. Very true.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant
Right,
to kill?
exactly. It wasn't meant to kill... Yeah, because if we're going to steal the person, there would be no one in it.
Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
I mean, what I would assume is that Cowell was an accomplice and they wanted to tie up some loose ends.
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the
Right.
magic box the whole time, how could he have
Well,
not
we
heard
provided
that
an
sound?
alternate explanation.
You're saying that he wasn't?
No, it wasn't there. Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim also has become a critical clue. Oh. So he had to have been in the vent, is what they're saying. Or what they're assuming, I guess. Choose the most reasonable. Wait. Oh shoot, I didn't read. Oh wait, which evidence that Linny wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place? What is the evidence that he wasn't in the tunnel? Set up. Take the fall. No, not the rope, not the number selector. I mean, I can use his statement, but I don't know how much that holds water. No. It's audible thump. Would it be the thump? Because that wasn't in the... Was it the statement that he, like, they could hear him? Oh, these are all irrelevant. Oh, these are the only things I can choose. Okay. Oh, these are all irrelevant too. Oh, okay. We're given a very small set of options. It's one of these three. No one left in the opera house during the magic show. That's it. So those who then is cleared by the guards could leave. I guess it would be this.
That's
right.
right. Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means
That's like an
when the
explanation,
crime
not
happened,
evidence.
Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof. How do you like that?
That's all based off of the defendant's own testimony.
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crime...
Yeah, we gotta actually find some good proof. The murderer what? Wait, whoa. Okay, select the answer to the fill in the empty gears to verify the correct system. If made mistakes, you must make that selects. Okay. Once you've answered all the questions correctly, complete the logic chain. Alright. How'd the culprit trigger the onstage incident? It was the fireworks. Only other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper the props. Right. We know that. Give a dedicated account of how the trick was supposed to work by using the box-set box. The deal for a box containing the audience member to be transported to the tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself would use the tunnel to get to the other side. Right. Having changed their outfit, Lenny and her system would take charge of the onstage interactions. Right. We know that. Close belonging to the Halsey, the lady woman assuming found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Okay. So, I'm assuming it was Can I view it?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
It's not very possible.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Yeah, he would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
Was she trying to escape on her own? That could be interesting. That would be a cool turnabout. If the missing person, the missing lady, intended to go missing. That would be cool. That would be cool. And she's the one who knocked out, what's her face? Or what's his face? Knocked him out and put him in the box. And then did the scheme. But she wouldn't have had access to the props to tamper with them. Close belonging to... Oh, switch to another class question. Okay. So I gotta pick one, right? Okay, come on. Let me hit this. Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Oh, I gotta select it with triangle. The only person really could have been Cowell, because he has to make the props. I assume that's right. Pause is correct. Yeah.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
And he got the whole scheme turned around on him by Halsey.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How
Is that so?
interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth.
Right. What Cowell did and how he went from be the
and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
All right. How can we envision Linny was as having been unable to interfere with the crime? He was in the.
The sound we heard may have come from.
Either the sound.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance.
Unable to interfere. Probably with the vent,
it would
right?
have been tough for both.
How can I prove that there was an altercation in the tunnel? The dress, for sure.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
And then who's the prime suspect currently?
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment.
And where did the missing Halsey go? I'm assuming into the vent?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into.
How can you be unable to interfere? I guess using just the logic that he didn't hear the sound.
We heard may have come from a clap.
Damn. Okay. Oh, it like eliminated that for us.
The deceased's name is Cowell. Linny's.
Unable to interfere.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment.
He was not in the tunnel at that moment. How can I prove there's an altercation in the tunnel with the thumb?
Sound we heard may have come from a clash, but
yeah. Prime suspect. Oh, the prime suspect is. Well, I guess it would be.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
And then where did missing Halsey go? She obviously didn't leave.
No
I guess would be this. That last one. Wait.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
This is the clue? I ran out of things, y'all. I ran out of things. What? Sadly, how he died. Cowell had all means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could have been the sound of the struggle. Sound was the struggle. When he was not in the tunnel for 1 minute, it would have been time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if you had taken her, they'd have no means of exiting. They're in the basement, duh. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much, yeah, guaranteed to be discovered.
Are you still having trouble figuring things
Where in the
out?
world did Halsey go? She's in the basement!
I see how it is.
Were we
So
meant to fail
is
this?
all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
No, we're getting there, we're getting there.
Since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
We gotta
Just
think
like
of
the
where
trick
she
as
would
it
be.
transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
Right, this is not how things were supposed to
Only
go.
we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very
No one's
likely.
checked the basement, I don't
But
think.
it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Yeah, how did she disappear? Escaping from the water tank. Could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you
Was
not
there
see
a,
that
like
the
a
crowd is growing
A
impatient?
pipe? Like
There
the
is no
sewers?
greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Uh-oh, 2 dots. I don't know what that means.
If the
It's
defense
probably
is
bad.
unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on
No,
to
no,
the
no,
next
no,
stage
no
of the
need, no
trial.
need, no need. We got this, we got this. Hold it!
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Right.
The sound we heard may have come. The deceased's
Flash.
name is Cowl.
Cowl. Did she escape through the water? Is she a Eidolon? Maybe all the girls are all being taken because they are what's I forget the name of the water spirits. That would be kind of wild. That would be kind of wild.
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Interesting.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
So how did that trick work? Is Lynette also a water spirit?
Similar method where a person could be transformed into water.
Just a moment, please. I
Oh,
do
you're the
happen to
Hydro
know how
Archon.
preposterous
You know
this
exactly what
sounds
we
at the
mean.
moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
What would be in Cal's personal effects?
Must we really?
Yeah.
I
Watch there
should
be like a
think that
bottle.
of anyone, your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and
Right.
misdirection.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him.
Right.
But given
He was
that we're not
obviously
making much
trying to
progress with
be the
case,
perpetrator.
It wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of the rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope
Well,
of our
Nouvellette is
investigation
gonna
is
be the
nothing
judge
but
of
a
that,
tactic
literally.
for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the
Thank
part of
you.
an attorney.
Thank you.
Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowl.
Thank you.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone
Of
post-haste.
course you did. Of course you did, because I'm
We
right.
discovered several test tubes of fluid
Aha!
in Cowell's baggage,
Aha.
each labeled separately.
Are those all the
The
people?
notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are
Water?
water from the primordial sea.
Oh boy.
Primordial Sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh boy. He was no
The notebook
good
has
person.
many entries concerning safe
No-
usage of
no
these
one-
fluids,
everyone is just
in
gonna
which the
ignore this
keyword
'cause he was dead?
dissolve appears many times.
Nobody's make egg. Keyword dissolve appears.
One of
many
these
times.
tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
It is empty. Oh, he was gonna dissolve the girl and put her in the
Notes
tube.
also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Thank you very much,
You gotta
Esmond.
be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a
Oh,
coincidence,
the water
isn't it?
will swallow them.
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl,
The water tank's real use as a means of... Oh, the water stains of the... Like, no one was supposed to die in there. They're supposed to just be taken in the tube, and the water stains from making her dissolve into water would be covered up.
just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
They'll be fine. We'll be
Let's
fine.
go.
We'll be fine.
Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found.
Right.
Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported
Damn
by
straight.
the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all.
Yeah, what would the hook do?
Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Guess to make her drink the water, I would guess. Who's the Cowell's the prime
deceased's name
assistant
is Cowell,
currently?
Linny's assistant.
Which item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Let's switch to another question. What item did the culprit use to solve
The
Haley?
water
Is
from
this?
the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered.
Very true. Very true.
The water from
And
the
then-
primordial sea. The water from the
Stop.
primordial.
What item did the...
The water from the
Oh,
primordial.
I have to do that after I have all the
deceased's name
three...
is
Oh my god.
The water from the primordial sea should. The deceased's name is.
I can't believe I have to hear... Okay, now I can choose this one. What item did the couple use to hide the mechanism behind the crime?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
Oh, the mechanism... Or the...
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Ooh, was it the balloons? Probably this. And I guess this was the triggering mechanism.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not.
Is that it? Yes! Put the water in the balloons, and popping the balloons causes the water to dissolve the person.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
And the reason why that trick works on Lynette is because she was able to be dissolved in the water in that first trick. And they got that water from the primordial sea from Cowell, who's a dealer.
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box.
Interesting. There's a metal hook already in
When
there,
the
huh?
balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel.
Dun
And
dun
wound
dun!
up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of
Damn
evidence.
straight. Now we just need to figure out who that was. Did Halsey not get dissolved?
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person?
Come on, you must have done
What a
this once before.
humiliation.
Now, it
Uh-oh,
seems like
she's
the
losing
only
it.
point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
That is true.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they
Oh,
uncovered new evidence.
we got new evidence. Thank you.
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the Primordial Sea among Linny's personal effects.
Uh-oh.
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully
Ruh-roh.
comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt?
No,
My
not necessarily.
dear citizens, my loyal audience.
Oh boy.
Allow
Here we go.
me to present my reasoning and bring this
The
performance
water
to
from
a
the primordial,
swift close.
primordial sea is how Lynette escaped the water tank, obviously. Oh boy.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. Upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away
Sole
with
credit
his
for what?
partner
The
in
kidnapping?
crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold,
Okay, that's the only
and
right thing she
ruthless
said.
Organization. Am I
All right, here we go.
Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
Oh, that's a lie. There's still
Is
stuff
the
left.
end of the road?
No, it is not. There's always the truth.
Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this.
I would imagine the key piece of evidence would be... I think it would still be where the heck is Halsey?
Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
Too good a
Does
move.
this have to happen now?
Doesn't... No, we're closer to the truth. It was all fine.
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning.
Oh, come on. Give me a chance to
This
rebut.
is indeed the finale.
Oh, another dot.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view,
Excuse me, everyone, but I'm...
Ah, here we go. She's the classic gumshoe entrance.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know.
Don't you know who she is?
Would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, he knows.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting
I like
a
her theme,
fascinating
too.
illusion.
Do-do-do,
But once
do.
everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the
Oh.
truth to them once again?
They're planting
And
something.
wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's
Are they gonna
performance?
bring back Halsey?
Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna do the box switching thing again?
I understand.
And voila.
Yo, she's back! Dun dun dun!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people
No,
dissolving
you can bring him
wasn't
back.
true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you
Where
to
is she hiding?
underestimate us three.
I'm assuming in the
Where
basement.
should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What?
No!
Why?
Oh! Get wrecked!
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Oh, that's why it didn't work on her! Ah. Oh, Cowl was done goofed.
I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy
Because
a
the
ticket,
primordial
so I
seawater
stole
only
one.
works on Fontanians.
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Oh, who did she steal it from?
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey,
Hmm.
no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief!
Oh, that's... I can't believe I did not catch that.
Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Yeah, on
He
purpose.
even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
She was in the box the
I slipped out
entire
after the
time?
first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're practically a hand at concealment, probably, yeah.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down.
Of course you didn't.
Really,
It wasn't meant
I swear it.
for you. It wasn't meant for Cowl
Had I
either.
known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Now it's time to
This
refute.
time,
Let's go.
We need to tell the entire story from Lily-Ann's perspective.
Let's use the... Okay. This is gonna be refuted by the fact... let's see. Audible thump. No. I assume... This? No, that's for something else. No. Okay, maybe I don't rebut this. Also appeared completely unharmed. If I did break out in the tunnel, it was this.
The
that
flower
happened.
vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between
Right.
Lily-Ann and Cow.
So was the thump this then? Yeah.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
And then he got stuffed back in the box, right? Oh no, she changed.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
There we go.
And it's Ace Detective time on time! Having been selected interrupted out of the blue, Lillian...
Out of the blue? I mean, specifically.
The panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back in. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping,
dang, she's pretty competent.
She changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Can't believe they didn't check the costume trunk. I would have thought she would have been in the basement.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera
It's been
house
2 days?
last 2 days.
Man, she must be hungry
She
and
had
thirsty.
already become desperately hungry by the time
Right.
we were chatting over macarons. So,
They were
she
chatting over
swiped 2 of them
macarons.
right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Yeah, it's a good turnabout. Oh ho ho ho!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
I'm pretty sure you're cooked, girl.
Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Yeah, don't cut and run.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
Oh, he knows all about you.
No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
I almost feel bad.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I
put up a
shall
good
once
fight.
again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen.
Yeah, but the ticket was not actually
To
her.
cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box.
The hook thing is the one thing I don't understand.
When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise.
Like, who's he
Realizing that there
trying
was
to
trouble,
dissolve? Just a random
Cowl
woman,
entered
or is
the
it
tunnel and
like
met
someone
Lillian.
specific?
Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for
Sounds fine to
he
me.
was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Not guilty.
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Watch is gonna make me guilty or something like that. Ooh, that's pretty. Whoa. Oh, cool. Like produces a little card.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Bring on the confetti, let's go!
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Oh?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you
Interesting.
dare to bring before
Yeah,
this
true,
court?
No, it was the other part of the trick.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
Uh-oh.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
What's Coupon Town?
I was just following orders.
Following
we were
orders?
to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui.
Oh.
The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
Oh, no! Oh, they're trying to place blame on the Fatui.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
But who are the higher-ups? Are the higher-ups in the guards?
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Whoa, okay.
We've been in this business for a while now.
They're literal drug dealers.
The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Oh, no. He turned into water. No way.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
Bro.
I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act.
Yeah, Nuvla, you
All
get
present,
on him.
Please submit to inspection immediately.
Damn. How did that happen? I bet it was in his hat.
So, we're just going back now?
Yeah, trial's done. Problem seems to be solved for now.
That's true, but...
Not my monkeys,
Traveler,
not my
Paimon,
circus.
please wait.
Oh boy, here we go. I have nothing to say to you.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
You
Still,
Fatui.
let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the
Yeah, they don't
Fatui.
want to see anyone be falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House
like
of the Hearth
how
align
you're not
with
a
those
Fatui,
of an
you're a
orphan
Fatus.
like me. That's all.
Align with those of an orphan like me. Oh, and what are those goals?
That was how Father, who you might know as the
Pets?
Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave. Wait, I thought the Knave was Arcalino or whatever. Or is that child? Who's the Knave?
The one who controls the House of the Hearth?
She's your father.
She's
Okay,
your
okay.
father?
Yeah, it's Arcalino
That's right.
or whatever.
And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story?
I'm all
It's
for
about
good
my
stories.
past. Back when
Bring
our
it.
parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets.
These little street
To
urchins.
survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
What about Freminate?
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you
Go to
went
the House
from
of Hearth?
orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks.
Yep. To do
he
some
would constantly
crimes.
take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Sure, but there's more to it.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts.
Oh no, I thought the father was the female? I guess he just referred to him in the male, him in the male pronoun.
The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
No, ew, gross. And that's why she doesn't talk. Oh no, this is too tragic.
Oh no. So he was gonna...
Yeah, we can't say it or else we get demonetized.
But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
Yo, I can't believe Genshin is like really going into like sexual assault. What? He was gonna...
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Villains.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
Covered in blood? Why?
She'd already taken care of that guy.
Wait. Oh, so the knave... Got it. They were in foster care. They got shipped out, and then the knave saved them from the foster care. I get it.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I had just been betrayed by nobles.
Ooh, heavy.
But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first.
Right.
Giving us back
She
our
cares
freedom.
about the kids.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Yeah, Knave's after Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
Can you tell me?
She has gained permission from the Saritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it.
Oh.
She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Sure she is.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy.
Right.
All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine.
Oh.
We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans,
Arcolino.
The only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to
what did the
huge
magic pockets
schemes
even
like
do?
stealing a gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's
Still
all
can't
right.
completely
I
trust
understand.
you. Yeah.
The only thing I can do is relate all this to you.
Appreciate it.
I just hope you can understand
Now we can
that
just go our
even as a
separate
member
ways.
of the house, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
And you know what? For everything you've done, we'll let you go.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Goodbye. Pamel's like, wait, but...
Bye, Linny!
It's sad, but like... You know, you can do your own thing. We'll do our own thing. We'll let bygones be bygones, but we're not friends anymore. Ah, except for Navia. Navia's a friend.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
I mean, they're all in the water jars, right?
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Saying can't be partners anymore? I was really only trying to defend Linnea. I wasn't necessarily looking to the serial disappearances case. Well, I want to.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades
Yeah.
now?
Paimon, we're the Traveler. And Paimon. We can do
And
anything.
given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose
Obviously, like, but you
are
solve
just
everyone's
travelers who have
problems. You
only
can't solve
arrived
our
in
problems.
Fontaine, after all.
Like, no, we're good.
Sorry.
We'd like to visit a
might have
place
been too
once without
presumptuous.
getting wrapped up in something.
Don't say that, Navia.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
I was like, but it's so much fun, Traveler.
It's like
Come
having new
with
waters
us.
flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the
She's
reflection in the
buttering
murk
us
to
up pretty
become
good.
clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
She's a great saleswoman.
Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat
The
us
way
as
to Paimon's heart
partners,
is through her stomach.
Well, I'd just like to have a proper
And she's a
ending
good
to
cook.
every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right, then. Let's have our farewell meal.
They're gonna rope us into something. Here we go. Offerings to the fountain. Yes. Finally. Been waiting for that. And now can I do commissions? I would really like to switch that. Let me see if... I'm guessing this is where the offer... Oh, okay. This is where the offerings are, right? Fountain. Oh. Got it. Here we go. Oh, so we throw like the these sigils into the fountain. Okay, how much do we need to put in? 35 per level. Throw hydro sigils as you can draw. Okay, blah blah. Raise the team valuable rewards. What are the rewards here? Oh, it's 30. Okay, a little bit less. Do I get no like power-ups in this one? Okay, that's unfortunate. I'll grab that. What's next? I guess we could go to the... Oh, I wanted to check the Adventurers Guild, right? Isn't that where we do yeah, that's where we do commissions. Hey, give me my commissions. Are you also a clockwork puppet? I wonder. Okay. Gets stranger and stranger. What do I want to do? Oh, yeah. These. No. I think they said something about, like, next patch having a different commission system, so maybe we don't get Fontaine commissions until then. Anything else? No, that's it. Oh, Hotel de Board actually has its own, like, little thing. Can you, like, get food at the hotel? Can you actually buy meals? Or eat meals?
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good.
What do they got? Ooh, got some French onion soup. Is that ham? A lasagna? Interesting, interesting. And fish and chips, I guess is what that is. Or and maybe that's clam chowder and not French onion dip. I assume it's French onion dip, though.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever
Oh no,
you
that's
like.
garlic bread.
If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest.
It's honestly, it's making thinking about these types of foods making me hungry.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh,
she's the boss.
We called this a farewell meal, but
like the little tray with the alcohol in it.
Like a victory feast, right?
True.
We did just win that case after all.
Yeah, we beat the Hydro Archon at our own game,
Very
nonetheless.
true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Damn straight.
Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will
I
get
sure
caught
hope so.
soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really
Oh, we moved on
after.
to dessert. Oh, and a little bit of tomato soup.
If it hadn't happened right in
Or
front
tea.
of us,
No, it's tea. Just kidding.
Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
We saw it right in front of our eyes.
Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
I guess we can't prove that that was the mechanism of that trick, huh? We still don't know how that trick happened. It might not be with the primordial water.
If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest,
True.
I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability.
The police are incompetent.
It's just that
Oh,
a
okay,
different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough. Which
That's fair,
is
that's fair.
exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
They're like a...
Seems
They're a
Paimon
vigilante
thinks
group,
we're simpler
essentially.
than they actually are.
It's all right.
They're like the film noir detective
This was supposed to
agency.
be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right?
Navia's roping us in.
Talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
Oh yeah, we still need to actually talk to the Hydro Archon. Now that we've thoroughly embarrassed her, I'm sure she'll be very amenable to whatever we're asking.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
Yeah, she's pretty sore.
So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard
Yeah.
that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina.
Also true.
I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
We should have already put ourselves on the list.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable
Oh, so now we're
morality?
going into crime with
Guess
you?
that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure
Oh,
Lady
wow.
Farina would
That's
be
very
eager to see
roundabout.
the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Wow.
Could you suggest something a
A
little
little more
practical?
practical.
This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really
Paimon, you
hard.
pretend to be people all the time. You're fine.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers.
What?
Don't
No.
let her go back to sleep until she answers all
Do
your
Archons
questions.
even sleep?
I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
Navia, I think you're fired from the
Would,
ideas thing.
But that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Well, she said things of questionable legality.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about
She
leveraging a
doesn't have to
person's
worry about
desire
getting
for
arrested.
sleep.
She's the boss.
All right, no more joking around. Huh. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I
Yeah,
imagine that she
she's
feels
pretty
quite ashamed about the whole thing.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh,
Worth a
that
try.
does make some sense.
Would someone with a personality really feel shame? Yeah, actually.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the
Right
iron is
after
hot,
this meal, we're
huh?
just gonna go visit her at
Come on, did you drink my Fanta?
I don't know, 11 o'clock, whatever time it is right now.
Was this your drink?
Oh, come on, Paimon. Or there's only 2
about
cups
that.
on the table, technically.
Paimon wasn't really paying attention, and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
All right. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Yeah, what's
Is
the deal
that
with
so?
Fanta?
Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then.
Oh,
If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah.
what's that all
we're
about?
stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Nadia.
That's a very Chekhov's gun type of statement. That seems like it's gonna come back around at some point. The Fanta is salty.
Oh, so full.
Maybe that's
Paimon can barely afford
reacts with the
anymore.
primordial water and causes people to dissolve. Because the question of only people from Fontaine can get dissolved is a little sus. I have a feeling there's something that's being spread around in Fontaine that causes this reaction. Like, and if the Fanta is only for the higher ups, maybe this whole dissolving thing only dissolves like the bourgeoisie and everyone, the proletariat, those who are on the underbelly of society and can't afford the Fanta, get to, it's basically an instant revolution. That's my hypothesis. It's a very Attack on Titan. Those if you know, you know. You could try walking, you know.
Nah, that would be so normal.
Okay. As for expenses this month...
Oh no, she broke.
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Pretty pricey meal.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon
Just
again.
made the Spina de Rosula broke.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority.
Is that like the spine of the rose? The stem of the rose?
In any
Spina
case,
de Rosula?
I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
Bye. I hope to see you soon. As light rain falls without reason. Okay, to the fountain. Fuzzy's here! Okay, before we truly get started, let's do a couple more polls. I've been trading off between the two, so let's just go. We'll do one each. Good weapon. Oh. Just kidding. It's Diana. Do I have C6 Diana? I think I do. And one wish here. Double 4-star? No. That would have been rad. Oh, I guess I didn't have C6. I mean, I did build... I should have gone the other way. I didn't build Diana. Or, sorry, I did build Diana, so... Oh, yeah. Diana's charged... Yeah, no one's using a charge attack for Diana. What's the C6? Ready spoken based on the HP amounts. Incoming healing bonus by 30% when HP is... That's pretty good. Elementary mastery is increased by 200% when HP is above 50. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, okay. It's a step to C6 at least. But yeah, this constellation's pretty garbo. Within the radius of signature mix, Diana's charge time for aimed shots is reduced by 60%. Never ever going to use Diana's normal attacks. Or charge attacks for that matter. Oh. Oh, did I get the extra wish for completing? Yeah, there we go.
There aren't many people around anymore.
How's your day been, Fuzzy?
Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Oh, that's right. This fountain talks.
Looks like we're back here again.
Maybe one of the kidnapped people got dissolved in the water and then thrown in the fountain.
Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again? Ugh. That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back?
No, we need to know what this is.
Vache.
Hey.
Vache, vache.
Why are you still walking towards it?
I can feel strong
There
emotions.
might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on.
Oh, Paimon can also hear it.
It's calling for Vache, right? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Uh-oh. Man, I feel like every chapter the Traveler loses consciousness at some point. Whoa. An Oceanid? Yeah, where is this?
Vache, are you my dear Vache?
No.
You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where
This
my
is
love
interesting. Yeah, who are you?
Wait, who am I? I'm very sorry.
Is the primordial sea
I
turning
do
people
not
into
know.
Oceanids?
My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
But not your dear love Vache.
How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land?
Yeah, you were once human?
Forgotten. Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely
I knew it!
remember being
Yeah,
covered
yeah.
in light blue
When
water.
people getting dissolved in the water become the
And over
Oceanids.
dim.
Should be one of the girls who is dissolved.
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew
We gotta
how
find this
dearly
Vache
he
person.
loved me. And I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back.
Maybe if he was also turned
pain of
into
such parting.
an Oceanid, they could be
I
together,
never
right?
knew how heavy it could be. No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any
Yeah,
new
maybe that's not the
memories.
best solution.
The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters.
What, you saying he doesn't miss you?
If you
What are you
meet
talking
Vache,
about?
tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That
Yeah.
is the only thing I still
It's gonna be hard for him
remember.
to forget you, indeed.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such
Was he
longing.
there when she dissolved?
If only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did not suffer. Indeed.
Yeah, Vache was a
felt
Vache was a
great
witness to the
warmth.
fact that you dissolved.
Is that what you call it? Dissolving. If anything, I consider
So was
it
he a
form
part of it?
release.
Did he like catfish her into becoming an Oceanid?
It was a state
What is
neither
this
fear nor frenzy,
Archon quest?
with only an endless peace, like the water still surface.
Jeez, we got sexual assault. We got like catfishing, bro.
I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
Okay. Some measure of consciousness
I
still
think
remains.
I hear your companion.
Is
It's
it
time
Paimon?
for you to go,
I wonder how much time has passed in reality.
Farewell,
Probably only a
then.
split second.
I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Something tells me he's a part of a larger plot and is probably moved on. At least enough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is... Whoa, what is happening? Navia's outnumbered? What in the world? What's happening? Oh, it's the champion. Oh, this... Yo, this animation.
Demoiselle, look out!
Navia, you will come home. Just wait.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
Why is she here?
Chlorand?
Oh, Chloe's on our side. Maybe? I don't know. Killed one Gardamek. Or maybe she just wants a duel.
Now's our chance!
Oh, sick! Jesus. Give me the pull for her too. It's not fair. What is happening? Were they like sisters? A ship has sailed, y'all.
Thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand.
This is how ships are
Before
made.
I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
No
I believe
shit.
that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would
Mr.
do
Callus?
the same, were he alive today.
How long ago was that?
Do not speak of my father.
Oh, Mr. Collis was his father. But then what's Mr. Collis and Chlorine's
Sorry,
relationship?
demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Or was Mr. Collis Chlorine's teacher? It's probably
Sorry,
it.
I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Performance tonight?
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these
True.
mecha have serial numbers.
Oh
I was sure
no,
to check
they're
a moment
counterfeit.
ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sort.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Uh-oh.
Yes. Be careful, and do not
Spina
act
di Rosula is
rashly.
not the top dog
I
here.
will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help
I
today,
wonder if
Clorinde. But if you
Navia's
get any
sister
ideas,
like got
tell
dissolved
me
or
first.
something.
I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Bye, Clorinde. Come back soon. You're always welcome.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorinde was being sincere with you. If we tried,
Well, it's just like,
we could attempt to
could
thaw
be
relations
friends.
I know, she's...
I just have a crush, okay? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, what just happened?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us!
I bet those Gardamex were after me.
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorinde who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, you're a fighter now. Yeah, thanks for the rescue.
Come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you, but, like, why did you come here?
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Nadia,
So much brown
how did
nose.
you know that we were in danger?
Yeah,
You sure did
okay,
show
that's
us
the
in
question I
nick of
want to know.
time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Oh?
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
Yeah.
How did that
What?
help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said, that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Okay, here's the Chekhov's gum. We thought it tasted strange
Fanta
as well.
only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So they gave you the
So
wrong
the Fanta had been
drink?
spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Oh, yo, Navia was about to get got.
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving
Damn,
the boss.
good job, Paimon.
Really?
Fortunately, Paimon, neither of us are from Fontaine. Okay, so my prediction was wrong. It's not a like activation. It just was a tool for poisoning.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they
Wow,
go
they
after
really
us
wanted to get rid of us
too?
quickly.
All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name.
Oh, we dug up a
we're
lot more
caught up in
than
this
we
mess
know.
Too, aren't we?
No one knew how these disappearances were happening, but now we do.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the
We almost got
primordial
their name.
seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now.
Oh, it got us more
Somebody heard
connected
that
with
voice
the
calling for
and
Vache
Paimon
again.
can hear it too.
Oh, and this time Paimon heard it
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But it was real faint.
The ability to hear
Does
voices like that has to do with
situation
one's
have to do
sensitivity
with
to the hydro.
primordial seawater then? Does that mean
Make you
the
more sensitive to
primordial
hydro?
seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
Oh, got some vital new intel, yeah.
While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall
The
we?
voice from the Fontaine belonged to one of the missing women. A person named Vacher was witnessed when she
Oh.
dissolved.
That is important.
No shit.
Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately.
I
Since
suppose
he saw
not.
that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial
Because he was
sea
behind
water.
it.
Could he have been threatened?
If he's alive, try search
Yes.
for him, yeah.
Thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
By we, you mean us too, right?
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Fine.
You did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we
Yeah,
like
they're
it or
gonna
not.
come for us again.
We're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Messing with us will cost them.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face
Oh.
of Spina di Rosula, after all.
Oh, come on, she can be happy.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Deepen our bonds as partners, huh? Head over to your place? Deepen our bonds? Take it one step at a time.
Don't
sure.
worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
A secret affair. But we're gonna meet the Hydrarchon, though. Oh. Unfortunate. Do you have to go, like, underground?
Take it easy.
I'm curious how secret their secret base is.
It's right up ahead, but
Oh,
let's make sure we won't
actually
fall at
has
first.
doors
I've
to
been
it.
keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
So people know there's a boat here, I
Let's
guess.
not let our guard down.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Oh, okay. It's the door to the sewers. Whee. Oh, whoa. Oh, I thought it was misjudged that height. Give her a steak.
Stand with me.
Excuse me. Alright, now we get to see what the underground place looks like. It's still possible that my theory is at least partially correct, that the underground folk are immune to the primordial seawater. Or they're like making certain people susceptible to it or something like that. Obviously, there has to be a way that like people from Fontaine are oh, there's the Spina di Rosula. It's got roses in it. That like a explanation for why only the Fontanians are susceptible to the primordial seawater. Legal advisor, okay. There's like the one table in the middle of town. So are these all Spina di Rosula like peeps down here?
Say what you mean. No problem's too big to solve.
Oh, hey, bartender. What's up, friend? Can you solve any problem? I need to find where the like restaurant, the chef person is, so I can buy all their recipes and everything.
It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations.
That's why
have
they're
been
worried about
arranged.
money.
Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
It's the best we have. Thank you.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
My bad.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
It's been a few years.
Your father, he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right?
You're really gonna bring this up now, Paimon?
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
Okay, Melis is gonna take
No.
the shot.
I'll explain
Oh,
it
good.
myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand.
Oh, so
My
it's
father's
controversial,
name is
huh?
Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus
Callus
the
the
Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own
Yeah!
friend.
Nice job.
But he
I'm glad you
chose a
find your
duel
glasses,
to
Fuzzy.
defend his honor instead of standing trial.
Oh.
He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh, he died at the hand of Clorind. He's accused of murdering his own friend, but chose the duel to defend his honor.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was
Oh,
set up.
I'm almost positive we're gonna solve this case in the process.
At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender.
Interesting.
Determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If
true.
anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
I agree with you, Navia. I like the only reason to do a duel like that is if you were guilty.
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right.
And the
Also
reason
tried
why
to
he didn't want to be
investigate the murder
investigated.
my father was implicated in. But I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records.
And so somehow that led him to basically choose noble suicide, I guess.
However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something.
It could be.
I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced?
Maybe he got turned into an ocean.
Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me.
Whoa, that's a big thing
And
to hide.
now,
What did he
here
say?
I am investigating
instead?
his death. You really are a handful, aren't you?
You know, we're quite alike in this regard.
Mademoiselle, please. If there is
Family's
anything I can do,
complicated.
anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased
His
greatly due to that
reputation
incident, hence
was
our
ruined.
strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
Not when you do what he did.
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really.
Everyone
like
likes
that.
a story.
People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip
Abyss
up
being
just as
very intentional verbiage.
But how could... Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's
Yes, we know it
opponent
was
in the duel
for sure
was Ms. Cloran.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
Yep. That's why there was a tension.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let
Okay,
go.
maybe the ship hasn't sailed. That's a pretty tough ship to justify.
Miss Clorand has always placed great
People will find a way,
emphasis on the
but
honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
Rough.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Yeah, then that indicates he intended to die in that duel. Yeah.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
But there's a reason why, right?
What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right. Anyway,
Well, because she's obviously very
that's the
powerful.
information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. Paimon's feet.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Appreciate it. Watch their room be like real jank. Oh, can we not actually go in that building?
So well. This place feels almost too safe, huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Where is Poisson?
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
Just sitting at the table the entire time?
I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
And?
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from
Wiped
existence.
from existence?
It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
Someone get to Irminsul?
I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Indeed.
That mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to.
The court,
and that
right?
is the archives kept
Oh.
by Chief Justice Neuvillette.
Oh, so we get to break
Where
into the
detailed files
archives.
on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went
That's
missing
Oceanid.
recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we?
What?
Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
Yeah, I mean, she should sleep.
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable
She
Chief
has
Justice.
something against the Chief Justice, I'm guessing. Oh, we go here?
The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Chief Justice office is in the Palais. I would think it'd be near the court, but...
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official
Oh, aren't you just such a cutie doing your job?
This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Neuvillette's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Yeah, come on. We just turned the whole trial upside down.
Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
Indeed.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Oh, she's testing him.
Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards
Oh,
the
damn.
exit.
She's not fooling around.
Unlike some, we're busy. So please
Oh,
leave if you don't have a reason to be
Unlike
here.
some, we're busy.
No. What I meant to say is, Shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys.
We are. That's not gonna
It's all coming
grant
back
us
to
any
me
special
now.
treatment, though.
We're here
obviously.
today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're here on official business.
Yeah, you can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Wow, that was easy.
Thanks so much.
Knock, knock.
Please come in.
Yeah, there's no one here. Official business, my ass. He's just reading.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
Did we lie, though? We do have follow-up evidence.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through
Wow,
the
that was
files.
surprisingly easy. Things are going a little too
Who knew
well.
that Nervalet would be so
Yeah.
easy to talk to?
It's like, sure, why not? It's like, I'm not an asshole like I'll hate them.
Unfortunately,
I was gonna see if we can see the
I'm
time and
quite
how
certain
much
that
time goes
no
by.
one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no
Okay.
records of him either in the files or in my memory.
So we're back to square one.
What if it was really just a dream?
Is that so?
Good. I
All right,
mean,
then.
yeah, I guess it could be.
Thank you so much, Monsieur
Aw.
Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
I know. He's so cool. I don't know if I'm gonna love him, need him. But honestly, Worsley is better. I don't know if I'm gonna pull him the first time around. I don't know. I know. Need both of
Miss
the boys.
Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words.
Damn.
You only said those things because you felt like you should.
Shit.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead.
Them's the rules, Navia.
In your eyes,
Them's the rules.
The value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Despised and hated by all. Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything.
Damn, Navia DA killing the game. Ugh. Felt it.
There
I
are
felt
still
it.
so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone.
Love her. Need her.
It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Ho. Feel better? Feel better? That's the brutality of being a Chief Justice. Like, you gotta be impartial. I get it. I get it. It's awkward.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today.
Interesting.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also
there's
raining.
a trial going on then too, right?
What is it? Did you think of something?
Your father's case, was he outside when it happened?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime
Yeah,
scene?
would have washed away the fact that the dude was dissolved.
That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there's something you didn't know at the time. You can dissolve people in the water.
Wait. You don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain?
And the victim.
Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true
Oh
genius
no,
for a partner.
they found the body
You're completely
of
right.
the person
How
murdered.
did I not connect the dots earlier?
Me when I'm doing my job. Oof.
All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
Oh, we get time is it? 2:06. Okay. Yeah, we should go while the deal's still fresh. Let's do it. Let's do it. Man, the more we see these characters in Fontaine, the better they are. Like Nouvelette, solid. Worsley, just the design itself is awesome. Navia, obviously top tier. Even Farina or Fossilors is very, very good.
Ship. Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
The Poisson.
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
All of them. I know.
My father was
actually
the
the
one who
only
asked for it to be
ones
built
that like
this.
I'm a little more mid on
Taste and exterior
are
design
Linny,
is the only
Lynette,
thing we
and Feminine.
occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright
I mean,
and
that will
limitless future.
probably change as we get through the story a little bit more.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
I love Linny so much. What do you mean? I don't know. I just
It's our main
he's
base.
a Fatui
Our
magician.
home.
I like. He's cool. I'm just indifferent. I'm just indifferent. Doesn't mean he's bad. Probably after a story quest, you'll know. Yeah. That's true. That's true. But oh man, you weren't here. But like when frickin' Mihoyo just casually drops that Lynette is a victim of sexual assault, I was like, I almost just ran off the edge. Like, bro, what? Was not expecting that twist. I just thought those type of things were off off subject. Ooh, a blip. Where's this blip? Boy's little Khazra level simpage for me. Hey, teach their own. I could see. I could see it. He's a magician. He's got to have the charisma. So, would you still go Kazuha over Linny, or has Linny taken top spot?
Melus, we're back.
Kazuha than Linny. Like, Navia could have the potential to be in the top 10. Potentially. I don't know if she would, like, pass Dia in the top 10. But she might pass Kazuha. I know Kazuha's kind of at the back of my top 10. We'll see. We'll see.
Apologies for the wait, Demoiselle, and our most important partner. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
I love the... I mean, I don't see the hate for the Hydra Archon. I know she's going to get redeemed, and that growth is going to be what makes her good. Similar to Nahida, but Nahida was never an asshole. But they're both going to have that, like, story arc. And I think for Furina, it's going to be great. I'm really excited to pull her.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Balus? On that night, it was raining.
It's like if they had Fischl, but like Fischl was actually a good character, you know?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linny's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
That was a joke, by the way. I don't think Fischl's a bad character. I just think she talks too much. And her dialogue's kind of annoying. I only said that because I knew you would break the caps limit.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson.
Something called synth game. Okay.
At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Mm-hmm. It's a drug. There's a drug going around the city, and that was the primordial seawater.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety.
Bro, it's literally a drug.
Lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
No shit. People have been drugging themselves.
As he oversaw Poisson,
been taking
my father
ecstasy
was compelled to put a
I don't know
stop to
what
synth
would be
abuse
the
and called for a complete ban of it.
I don't know what would be the most analogous comparison for synth in this case. Real life comparison. Maybe like meth? I don't know.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath. But no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
My guess, people making synth were the Fatui. It's always the Fatui.
But the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed
We gotta have another turnabout. We gotta relitigate the trial.
Any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time.
There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
Could have belonged to someone who got dissolved.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the two
Maybe they
shots were
shot at
fired.
each other. One shot was in Jacques, and the other shot was at the true murderer. And then before the murderer died, he dissolved himself.
You're right. We still don't know what happened.
It's gonna be hard to
My
reinvestigate
intuition
that.
tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with zero warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth.
Well, they're freaking water now, so how are we gonna find them?
However, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
I took down the whole frickin' shogun.
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes.
The truth must be revealed. This stuff is still out there, right?
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets
Probably
he knew?
to protect her from the people who are making the sin.
Anything in the end?
He managed to protect anything in the end. Bro, brutal.
Synth is still here.
It's still here.
Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet.
Very true.
And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Damn, Navia's VA is killing it. How does MiHoYo keep finding the best English voice actors I've ever heard? Truly. I was just listening to someone playing Baldur's Gate 3 earlier today, which is widely considered one of the best games ever made. And the voice acting in this is better. It's just better. I don't get it.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
Well, thank you, Melis, for changing your tune.
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances.
You gonna give us a little bit of a spark of hope, huh, Melis?
What drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Oh, shit.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness.
Okay.
The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live, and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict, but once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with
But now it's time. Now it's time to go on the offensive.
If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone
But
for a
now
long time,
the first shots have been
the
fired.
other
Those
side
mechs
has
are
not
after
tried
us.
to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never
Well,
appeared to
I
look
mean, not
sick
the
to
mechs.
me.
It was the drink.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool.
So he was just buying his
Couldn't he have
time
just
for
given it to me
when
straight?
Navia was ready, and then she could take the evidence into her own hands.
No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
Gave you the choice to live how you want. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way
Like,
out.
he should have known what she wanted. He should have read her mind. He should have been like, I know what you want.
Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced.
Okay.
Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters.
It's domain
When
time.
he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't
Yeah,
we just go storming in?
in.
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous
I'm not afraid of a
organization
mysterious and dangerous
that's been in
organization.
operation for decades.
The freaking Traveler. I can handle
There's no
myself.
telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war.
Bring it.
The
That's
worst
what I gotta
case
say.
would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case.
Oh, yeah.
We have no idea just how thoroughly they
The
may have been
cops. The
infiltrated.
cops have been infiltrated.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you.
The right
for all
time
of that,
for him to
Malus.
shed his facade and become the next playable
Have
character.
you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to is that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant.
Oh no, there's a
planted
mole.
here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the
Very
synth
smart.
vendors.
Very
If the
smart.
vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Oh.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
Yeah, what is this confrérie?
It's a guild in Poisson.
Oh, guild.
The boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest
They
guilds
would
around
be.
with a lot
I'm
of
sure they would
business
love to be
connections in the
involved
city.
with the commerce of illicit drugs.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with
But
plenty of
selling
support.
it in the background, maybe?
It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards.
That could be it.
Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry.
Right.
Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
So we're just gonna go and do it?
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death.
Of course.
After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Let's do it.
I hope we can work together to uncover
Is
the
Paimon
truth
gonna put on
and
her
end this
glasses
case
again?
once and for all.
Oh, here we go. Another case. We've got a new case record. Okay, first, visiting Jacques' family. Oh, kitty.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
I took so many screenshots of Paimon with her glasses. Does she have the glasses back on? I hope so.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Oh, Adele does not like Navia.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time.
Oh, is her first time visiting? Oh, no.
After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
If it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift.
Your life.
I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Oh, and that
Would you
is?
mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot
You might
Jacques.
not like it, this answer,
I
Navia.
always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no
Wait,
choice.
what does that mean?
It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell.
He
to the
knew
two
it
of
was
us.
gonna die. Someone ordered Jacques to take out Oh!
I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's The conclusion I
Interesting.
eventually
Okay.
came to.
And he couldn't do it until they had a backup plan.
Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and
so they
after
set
he
this up.
passed away.
So they set this up for. They're like, Jacques, you got to kill Callus, and he's like, oh shit. And so the two options are like Callus dies, and Jacques gets put away, and you're done, no loose ends. Or if he can't do it, you have a backup to frame Callus for killing Jacques, and then dissolve the third person.
Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man. So why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Because he's part of a bad organization.
Things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah. Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me.
I thought the little girl was
definitely
gonna go
find
off
the
on Navia.
The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay, let's talk.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Dang, Navia's reliving all the past trauma. Brutal.
Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Oh,
I'll get myself together on the way. So...
Greetings,
Okay, what does this
boss.
dude have to say?
How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House? Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene.
I wonder how much he's gonna divulge to someone who could be a bad person.
After my
Trauma
partner
dump in
here
day
put
for
the
real.
dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After
He was
that,
there.
He told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear two
So
gunshots
Jacques
ring
wasn't
out
there?
right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands.
So you also remember two gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the
first
shot
shot
didn't hit anyone,
No, it hit
while
the
second
water
killed
dude.
Jacques.
Or the dissolved
But
dude.
I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table.
Interesting.
I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person.
So the two shots were, I guess, from the same gun? I don't know.
About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
It's very possible.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the
'Cause he
truth with
looked like
any
a
of
damn
us?
fool.
He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine. and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Maloose told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he
she's not
committed
going
to the
to
duel.
divulge the whole
I'll
truth.
tell you
yeah.
everything once the whole
okay.
truth has
Well,
been
that's nice.
revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula.
He certainly seems
live
pretty
the life I lead today.
Sincere.
No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Okay. Another good piece of information. Gotta go here. I'm assuming it's... Oh, it's right here. This theory's like right by the...
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Thierry, sorry. Right by the statue.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the Guards.
What was that?
You know.
Oh, okay.
The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson.
I think that part of the line was not meant to be recorded. Like, he just got direction for how to say the line. He was like, oh, okay. And then went into the line and they just kept that part.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me.
That's a little sus.
Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours?
You could find a similarly easy but high-paying job if you worked for an illicit drug dealer.
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? If you want to go through the original files from your father's case,
oh, that'd be actually very helpful.
Look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask?
Okay.
We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me...
Dang, Navia's going all in on this accusation right now.
Serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex.
What if you programmed them to think of Navi as a criminal?
Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps.
I mean, obviously the Gardamex were
almost
made
impossible to keep it a secret.
Like custom for this organization.
So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units.
Private units.
They're certainly not cheap. So whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford.
They got money and power, that's for sure.
Then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia.
Ah, he's not in the clear for me
Jokes
yet,
aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guard.
We'll see how this last guy does, but I don't know. Yeah, we can walk there, I guess. Oh, no, this side. What? So it's gonna be right here. Okay. Hello.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Arrives in a hurry.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are...
Marcel.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right.
The audience,
I
yeah.
went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who
Oh,
knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
You already are. You've already met Venti. Jesus.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes. I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea.
If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here
I
talking
wonder what
to
his
you right now.
reaction's going to be.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected
No, it went
us?
both ways.
Alas,
It's all square.
It seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
It's a bold promise.
Thank
Okay,
you,
okay.
Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while
She's
the iron's
telling
hot.
these people, who one of them is a mole, a lot of information.
Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me.
It's gonna
so
take
it'll
you a
take
while?
me a while to recall my memory. The
Okay.
Confrérie was responsible for that banquet. So I
Oh.
was out and about the whole time, making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
A gunshot?
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good.
There's
Just
a
let me
little
know
bit of
if you ever need
difference.
Mora. All my wealth
Marcel
comes from
only
Callus's
heard one
patronage and
gunshot.
support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Interesting. Marcel's a leader. I've always been telling there is recollection that they're quite foggy, still willing to defend Navia. I don't know. I think that last guy is a little suspicious.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Yeah, I mean,
I suppose that's
obviously
to be
they're
expected,
cunning
though.
people.
If a
Yeah,
single
it's to be expected.
conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to
Right.
investigate the case for so
Exactly,
many years.
exactly.
Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start?
Jacques' motive, right?
Florent mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father.
Of course.
Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Absolutely. If it was Jacques, I wouldn't have... if I was Jacques, I wouldn't have fired a shot at all. Right, right.
And why is that?
Could he guarantee his safety? Could he guarantee his family's safety? Wait. Oh, could he guarantee his safety or his family's safety after killing Callus? That's very true.
That's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once
maybe he gave the gun
mission,
to
he'd be of
Callus.
no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father.
And that's what I'm sure the organization was expecting.
Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides, Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would be too.
He knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Who,
Given
Callus?
everything
Probably.
that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Probably Marcel, as part of the guild. Florent is the advisor. I mean, it's one of these last two, I'm sure. But I would guess Marcel?
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Yeah. I mean, if he's more profitable from the synth business than the amount of more it would take to go against it.
Thierry, you say?
Thierry.
Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way
Are we
to
gonna?
convert
Is
the
this
Gardamex
gonna
for
be
personal
Florent?
use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the Mecha. I
Well, that's
also
not a
don't
good
think he'd be able
reasoning.
to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
That's a better reason.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how.
Maybe it was someone else. It was Florent, huh?
Florent?
Florent, sorry.
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of
Did
learning
he have
about
enough
his dealings
money,
with
though?
Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security. So he shouldn't
That's what I
have
was
much
thinking.
means when it comes to finance.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
I mean, unless it was loaned to him.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it be?
Oh, now I get to actually choose. I think it's Marcel.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing
Okay, I had it right the first time. Thank God.
Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these 3, did he?
It's true.
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight.
Correct.
Even if I don't want to believe it,
I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle
Someone who's very
Marcel.
close to you, after all.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yep, the production
Yes.
base.
Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't
Yeah,
have
we were gonna
any
do it
other
anyway.
options. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Uh-oh.
Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've
Got
got
another trial
on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Child.
What?
Not my child.
Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
Indeed.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away.
Well, that definitely helps clear Thierry's name.
If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigation.
Right. Because they'll think they've
they
already found the culprit.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand.
Gotta
Well,
find
partner,
evidence at the synth operations.
What do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence. Huh?
Let's split up.
What do you mean?
You can go to Irenaeus while I'll go investigate that place.
Just as expected of my partner.
Oh yeah, we can't say that in front of the cop.
Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit.
Hell
I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence.
So I get to be the person who bursts into the courthouse and be like, I've got the evidence.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Blue, Silver, when did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance.
We already left
It's
Poisson.
our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus.
See you then!
Combining the information, the one person, yeah, this person's Marcel. Yeah, we got it.
Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been
look at all
marked
these
on the map, so let's head over.
Oh, it's like literally right here. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think I might pause the story here. But I do want to do this puzzle too. But I do want to make some pulls right before I go. Ooh, there's butterflies over here. Gimme. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to do the let me get this first. Obviously not the rest of the act, but also not the domain, I assume. Okay, I need the what? I need to get the other hydro core. Oh my goodness gracious. That's a lot of stuff. Whoa. 1, 2, 3. Oh. No, come back. I gotta walk with it. What? How? How? Why? Come here. Come here. What? Okay, this is annoying. Did I, like, get out of range of that first one? Or is it on, like, a timer? There we go. There we go. I guess I just must have gotten out of range. Okay, and that's one of the ceiling. Perfect. And I'm assuming that's going to have another one of the chests. Or have another one of the Sealy in it. The chest is. Oh no, that's a just a regular teapot chest. Oh no, there's a Sealy there. Okay.
I wonder who this gift could be from.
There we go. And then I need to find the third Hydro core, it looks like. I'm guessing. What's up? Oh, do I have to... Oh, I can do it from here. I can install from here. That's right. Right? I assume? Install? Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. What's up, anime? You're just in time for more pulls. You were good luck last time. Okay, I gotta do these, like, at the same time. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. After I grab this precious chest or whatever it is. Or luxurious chest. There we go.
Treasure. One way to draw your target out of
Hell yeah. And an exquisite chest. Perfect. I do like these puzzles. They're definitely on the upper tier of Genshin puzzles. Oh hey, there's one of the I can't remember all the names of all the shit in this game. The little thing that needs the key. Is it like what, right here? Looking straight at it, right? Right at the base of the mountain. So maybe like back in here probably. Oop. I usually put that as no, that's what I use for the hydroculi. We'll do that. Oop. You want to have fun getting 2 hidden achievements? Oh. Next time what? Which 2 hidden achievements? I'm not in on this joke. Oh yeah, next time. Yes, I would love to get some hidden achievements. Grab that too. Okay. Let's do some pulls. Gotta do my Yalan stretch. Well, first, anime, you're here, so I'll do 1 pull each. We'll start with the weapon banner. Nope. And then we'll do 1 Yalan. No. And I think to end, maybe I'll do a 10 pull of each. I'll do it 1 10 pull of this one, 1 10 pull of this one, maybe. I'm gonna have to do one more stream of this, and then I think that's gonna be it for this banner. I'll definitely do one in the next 14 days. Let's go. A 4-star. Okay, please let it be a good 4-star. Just don't let it be the book. I don't need the book. Should pull on Lenny. I'd rather have C1 Yolan, to be honest. Come on, don't be the book. Don't be the book. It's gonna be the book, but please don't be the book. I've got all these 3 stars. Another Favonius Greatsword. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Cool. Oop. Wait. Favonius Greatsword. Now that's C4. Or R4, I should say. Very nice. Definitely will take that. And another 10 pull here. Let's see, do we get another Lynette? Do we get Yolan? Let's find out. Okay. No 5-star today. Bennett. Bennett, that's C7 Benny. Unfortunate. See if there's any other 4 stars. Nope. Dang. Okay, maybe next time. Maybe next time. I do, so I'm gonna definitely do another 10 pull. What's my pity here? I just did more of that. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? Wait, it didn't save from all the way back then? Interesting. I must have pulled on the weapon banner too long ago. In the past 6 months? It's been 6 months since I've pulled on the weapon banner? Crazy. So I've done like 30. I'm at like pity 30 on that. It saves still 6 months. Yeah. Okay, this one. Oop. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm getting close. I'm at like 50 something. I'm getting there. Now, what would be real sad if I did a 10 pull on this and I got like 2 Yolans? That would be unfortunate. And you know what? Or save them till Hot Man. I know. I could just save them. You're right. I want more of these 4-star freaking weapons. I want more of these. It's not often literally every single 4-star is a good pull. And I don't have I only have R5 for one of them. I need one more sword. I need one more great sword. I need one more lance. What's the bow? And I need one more bow, I think. No, 2 more bows. I need 2 more bows. So, I'm definitely going to do, to pull at least a little bit further on the weapon banner to get... Right now, I've got a 4 out of 5 chance on the 4 stars. If I get to 3 out of 5, I might stop. Like the next 4-star, the next one that gets to R5, I might stop. Because then at that point, it's a 60% chance, and that's not great. And that's probably a fair place to stop. Like, if I don't get the Aqua Simulacra at that point, or a 5-star weapon at that point, like, it's fine. I'll be pretty close to pity, or to soft pity. And then for Yolan, I think I'll just... I don't know, I want to get another Lynette. I do want to get another Lynette. but I'll lose my guarantee for the next pull. Either way, like, my option is I either don't have many pulls for Hot Man. Don't really need it, to be honest. For Exploration, I do. Or I don't need her, but it'd be so much greater to have 2 charges of this just to get around places quicker. Like, it's not going to do much for me combat-wise, but just for the ease of the game, I think it's going to... Like, there are going to be multiple times where I'm like, oh, thank God I got C1 Yelan. I can just keep doing this all the time. Like, the Exploration is going to be so much better. At least that's my reasoning. Grab that too. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to end it off here, but thanks to Anime, thanks to Fuzzy for sticking around. I appreciate it. I think we've got one more stream of the Archon quest to do. And I'll try to do all my pulls for this first patch at that time. And then for 4.1 is when we'll be back after that, I think. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to be moving in a couple weeks. So I probably won't be streaming maybe at all for a little bit until my setup gets moved over to the new house.
Like the situation has
so
changed again.
I want to get done with hopefully Tears of the Kingdom at the very least. But I want to at least get through this Archon quest, which will require one more stream. There's also a bunch of Splatoon stuff coming down the pipe. Yeah, I know I'm moving. Waiting for the Linny story quest. Is that after his banner? I'm assuming it's not here right now. Has it even been confirmed? Oh no, it's here. But I have to complete the prerequisite quest, of course. It's available right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. I still need to do so many story quests. I'm like getting more and more behind. So I'll be doing Splatoon on the weekends when I can. Let's see. The next one will probably be... Is there a big run coming up? Is that it? I don't remember. I thought there was something coming in a couple weekends. But I'll try to stream that. Oh, when I'm moving is the big run, I think. Which I'm not going to be able to stream for, unfortunately. I don't think, at least. We'll see. But I'll try to stream that. Next stream is probably going to be Tears of the Kingdom, which I'm very excited to do. I've got 2 more streams of that left. And then after that will probably be more Genshin. If I can stream frequently, I'll do a different one in the middle and then back to Genshin. So it'll probably be this weekend for Genshin. But if you like what you see, please make sure to follow and subscribe, whatever you're able to, both here and on YouTube, where all my stuff is archived. And you can join the Discord to be present with the community. And I'd love it if you would join us.
And knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
What else was I gonna say? You can find clips and highlights on Twitch. And then this is part 34 of my whole Genshin Impact stream. So if you want to see any of those other 33 parts, go check out YouTube. The whole playlist is there. And as always, I love you all very much. Please make sure to stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay positive. And I'll catch you guys... When's the next stream? Today's Monday? See you on Thursday? Maybe tomorrow? Gosh, definitely not Wednesday. But tomorrow could be open. Thursday's iffy. Friday for sure, if those don't work. But I'll see you one of those days for some more Tears of the Kingdom. Bye-bye, everyone.
A whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?